Martio here. Welcome to another classic album review. We're continuing on with our little peek into the 2000s classic albums, and today we are looking at an album by a Canadian indie rock band from Montreal called Arcade Fire. Now, it consisting of husband and wife Win Butler and Jeannie Chasania, I think that's how she pronounced it, alongside Richard Reed Parry, Tim Kingsbury and Jerry Gara. They were founded in 2001 by friends and classmates Butler and Josh De. They came to prominence with their debut album, which we'll talk about in a minute. Their other albums have done well. As well, we've got they've had Grammy Awards for Album of the Year, Juno Awards for Album of the Year, Brit Award for Best International Album. So they've run a few, and they have released 6 albums in total. I'm sure we'll be having a look at them in more detail at some stage. So this album, Funeral, was their debut album, and it was released in 2004. So we've got Win Butler on vocals, 12-string electric guitar, acoustic guitar, piano, synthesizer and bass. Regini Sasanya on vocals, drums, synthesizers, piano, accordion and xylophone and recorders. Richard Reed Parry on guitars and xylophones. Tim Kingsbury on the bass. Howard Billerman on drums, William Butler on bass, Sarah Newfield on violin, Owen Pallett on violin, Michael Olsen on the cello, Pietro Amato on the horns, Anita Frust on harp, and then we got Sophie Trudeau on violin, Jessica Moss on violin, Jen Heisteck on viola, and Arlene Thompson on the drums. So the first track on here is called Neighborhood 1, my favourite track on this. What I like about this, it's a nice tune, but it's the harmonies, the backing vocal harmonies, absolutely amazing, wonderful tones. Then we get Neighborhood 2. This is okay as well. It's a little it's a little different from Neighborhood 1, but it's still in that same vein. Really strong track. It's very catchy as 2. Then we get Année sans lumière. I like the start of this. It's got a really good bass line that works all the way through the track. You've got some nice vocals, nice guitar tones as well. It's a really good track. Then we get Neighborhood 3, which is called Power Out as well. Second favourite track on here. Love the guitars and drums on this. Nice little riffs and tones and textures. Very catchy song. Then we have Neighborhood 4, Kettles. This is strings and acoustic guitars. Great vocal here from Win. Super stuff with Regini doing her little bit as well. Crown of Love, really good track. I like the piano on this. It's another great vocal from Win. I love how the tempo changes through this track, and it really builds up to a really good track. Then we get Wake Up, strong riff at the beginning, really hooks you straight away, and you've got this lovely backing vocal on this as well. It's wonderful. The two, husband and wife combination in the singing is really good. Then we get Haiti. Very interesting track this is. It's very gentle, and then we got Win doing it, and then the good lady comes in and complements is the word I'm looking for. Win's vocal, absolutely really nice track. Rebellion. It's one of the more commercial tracks on here, but it's got that hooky tune which really makes it good. The guitar work is very good on this track as well. In the Backseat, great vocal from Regini, she is a really good singer. I love how this builds up, and the violin and the strings really come into their own on this track, and it really is a great track to end this album. So, what did everyone think of it? Well, the critics really liked it. Had a positive review from Pitchfork, who gave an album a 9.7, and was frequently cited as a key factor that propelled Funeral into the widespread recognition and commercial success. The album entered the Billboard charts, a first for Emerge Records, and it was a fast seller in the label's history. By 2005, the album had sold 500,000 copies worldwide, and by 2007 it had sold nearly 750,000. It was certified gold by the Record Industry Association in America for over 5,000 copies. Also received on the, what else? It scored 90 on the metric chart, which is good because that includes the average of all the reviews. AllMusic, James Christopher Monger gave the album a rating of 5 stars out of 5. He described it as brave, empowering, dusted with something that many of the indie rock genre's more contrived acts desperately lack, an element of real danger. My favourite, Robert Christgau, gave the album an A-, saying that Funeral was a bit too fond of drama. I'm sure he just says this rubbish to just get the controversy, but aware of its small place in the big world. Absolutely garbage from him as usual. Oh, unbelievable. So, I mean, as I said, AllMusic has given it 3, By End and 1, Entertainment Weekly B+, The Guardian 3, Mojo 4, NME gave it a 9 out of 10, Pitchfork, as I said, give it a 9.7. Q gave it a 4 out of 5, Rolling Stone gave it a 4, and old Robert Christgau gave it an A-. What a plonker. For me, I think this is a really good debut album. It's a strong album. I'm starting to listen to their other stuff as well. I haven't heard much of this, but I think this is a terrific album. And I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 8 out of 10. So as Lloyd put it, Lloyd from Australia said it'd be interesting to hear what I said about it. Well, there you go. I think it's a great album, and I think they're a really good band. Okay, that's all for today. I'll be back tomorrow where we start a new story, and we're going to look at rock singer extraordinaire Mr. Tony Martin. And we're going to kick off. Well, no, we've ranked all the Black Sabbath albums, but tomorrow I thought we'd concentrate on just the ones that Tony Martin was involved in, because they get very overshadowed by the other greats. So we're going to show a bit of appreciation for Black Sabbath when Tony Martin was the lead singer. That's some great musicians in the band at the time as well. And tomorrow's retro ranking, I'm going to pick my 10 worst Muse songs. I have loads to choose from, especially off the last few albums. So I'm going to be having a look at the worst songs done by Muse. So that's all for today. Have a great day, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.